I want more. And I know I shouldn't.
All right, Giants Nation and any NFL fans that might be viewing, let me let y'all in on a little secret when it comes to Saquon Barkley. So this might be, I don't know if this is going to sound like me being a hater, but it really doesn't matter what Saquon Barkley does with the Eagles. A lot of people have been crying and saying, oh, the Giants should have kept Saquon Barkley. And my thing is, why you want to keep Saquon Barkley? So he could be miserable? What the Giants should have done with Saquon Barkley is they should have traded Saquon Barkley. I see a lot of people crying about Jaden Daniels going to the Commanders, but stay with me for a second here. If you traded Saquon Barkley, there's a chance that you could have traded him out of the conference, but definitely out of the division. You trade him. What if he liked that team and he stayed with that team and he's not on the Eagles? The Giants fans would not be crying. You might be saying, well, look what he's doing for whatever team he's doing for in the AFC. But you wouldn't have to worry about him being on your hated division rivals. So that's one problem already solved. Now, he's traded in that 1 year where Daniel Jones got hurt. You now got Tommy DeVito out there with Matt Breida. And you mean to tell me that you think the Giants would be winning enough games to not draft Jaden Daniels if DeVito and Matt Breida were the QB1 and RB1? You're insane. So that's where Joe Schoen went wrong. A lot of people were just like, oh, well, he should have signed him. He should have paid the money. There's no point in paying Saquon Barkley. You pay Saquon Barkley, yay, he got his money with the team that originally drafted him. But the Giants are still ass. You probably get 2 more wins with Saquon Barkley because at the end of the day, right, a lot of the fan base already said it. Oh, well, Daniel Jones not a good quarterback. I agree. I mean, with the Giants, he looked terrible. But I think the funniest thing I've heard from Giants fans is, oh, I would take Jalen Hurts. So you would take Mr. Tushy Pushy from the Eagles in the great system that he's been in with a great offensive line, put him on the Giants, and you think that would fix the Giants' problems, knowing that ultimately the Giants have had a bad offensive line for damn near a decade or more. So having Tushy Pushy here with Saquon Barkley isn't going to bring you the results that you think, because as you can see, the Giants have other problems. It wasn't just the offensive line. I'm now seeing people saying that, oh, we got Malik Neighbors, but we need another wide receiver. I'm seeing the Giants are getting mentioned with Diggs and Higgins, and I don't mind it. I mean, you look at what the Eagles did. They had Smith, and they went out and they got Brown, but we're not even in the position they were in for us to go out there and, you know, pay big money for a known wide receiver to line up next to Malik Neighbors. I mean, you kind of want to see how this free agency period goes. Then you would hope that in the draft, the Giants get either Cam Ward or they get Sanders. But back to Saquon Barkley, because this is actually a Saquon Barkley video. We screwed up not trading Saquon Barkley. A lot of people said we screwed up drafting Saquon Barkley, and I agree now. Like, looking back at it, the fact it played out the way it's played out, it's like, damn, he went to your rivals, right? A lot of people are not, well, a lot of people are upset with him. Some fans are upset with Joe, and they're cheering for Barkley because he went to the rivals. My thing is, we knew Saquon Barkley was good, or is good as Giants fans. We just knew that the team was bad. Barkley could have went to any other team. He could have went to the Packers. I don't know if maybe the Packers lowballed him too, and they prefer Josh Jacobs, but I would like to think that Josh Jacobs and, you know, Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley are all in the same tier, because he could have went to any other team, because, you know, obviously the Giants were the ones that didn't value him because the Giants are not good. It's not because the Giants have a bad GM. It's because the Giants are not good. Bad teams allow their good running backs to walk away. You got the Titans, you got the Raiders. I don't know how much more proof you guys need. Derrick Henry is no longer on the Titans. Josh Jacobs is no longer on the Raiders. Josh Jacobs actually did what Joe wanted Barkley to do. He went to Green Bay. They gave him an offer. He went back to the Raiders, and the Raiders said no, because that's what bad teams do. Bad teams do not value running backs. Now, you could low-key say that some of the good teams with good quarterbacks are in that same situation because of the salary cap. So, you know, you look at the teams that were in the playoffs, some of these running backs really ain't getting paid that much money compared to Saquon Barkley. And so, you know, somebody like Saquon Barkley or anybody in his tier or close to his tier, a team that's competitive is going to play running backs like that. But a team that's like the Giants that's bad really had no business paying anybody. I got into an argument with an NFL fan, and he said, look, okay, So your argument is that they didn't necessarily choose Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley and that they don't value the running back position. That's why they didn't pay Saquon Barkley. But why are they paying anybody if they're bad? And that's true. The argument prior to Daniel Jones getting his contract in Giants group was, why pay either guy? And people got upset. They said, oh, Saquon Barkley is such a great player. We got to pay him and then sign Baker Mayfield, which honestly, you can't use Baker Mayfield's success with Tampa to make it seem like signing Baker Mayfield and signing Barkley would have worked, because the line is still ass. The wide receiving group was still ass. You didn't have Malik Neighbors that year. So even if you got Baker Mayfield and signed Barkley, it just wouldn't have worked out, guys. Even if you gave Barkley a giant contract like CMC got with the Panthers, you would end up in the same boat. You would end up trading Saquon Barkley, realizing that, oh, we screwed up. Because you don't build around running backs. A lot of Giants fans are saying, why didn't the Giants build around Saquon Barkley? Who is building around running backs? Give me a team that built around a running back. You can't say the 49ers, because the 49ers, you know, they were good prior to having CMC. CMC is obviously their best player, but they're not building around CMC, are they? You think they're building around CMC? Well, look at that. CMC got hurt this year, and then their whole season got derailed. So much for that. So Giants fans, there is no scenario where you pay Saquon Barkley and it ended up in a, you know, better than the situation that you're in, like significantly better. You know, it's not a big deal if you win 2 more games. You would still be like, oh, you know, we don't like the quarterback we have. We should draft the quarterback. So this is without a scenario where you paid, you know, Saquon Barkley and got rid of DJ. You still, it wouldn't have ended good for us. I don't understand how the Giants are operating in the NFL and have an offensive line that's consistently bad. And some people are saying, well, hey, if you change the quarterback, then that would change. But then now y'all don't like the quarterbacks that are in the draft. Y'all are complaining about Ward and Sanders. I guess they're not quarterbacky enough. I don't know. So y'all don't want those 2 quarterbacks, or you're waiting for Arch Manning, who might stay in school. So, you know, now you have the opportunity to change quarterbacks. And some people who wanted a new quarterback during the Dan Jones era is now saying that they don't want a quarterback this year. Or they're saying stuff like, we should draft Buddy from Ole Miss. I don't know. Some of y'all just don't like black quarterbacks, but y'all ain't gonna admit it. Y'all gonna say, oh, stop bringing in race into the picture. It's the truth. Some of y'all don't. And it's not just white people. It's black people too. Some of y'all just don't like black quarterbacks. And it's okay. It is what it is. Uncomfortable conversation. But yeah. Saquon Barkley, though, I don't think Giants fans need to focus on what Saquon Barkley is doing in Philly, because any of the top running backs could be doing what Saquon Barkley is doing. I mean, would they look as nice? Maybe not, but the result would still be the same with Josh Jacobs. It would still be the same with CMC. It would still be the same with Derrick Henry, because he took them from an A team to an A+ team. That's not hard to do. He's super talented. Their line is super good. So there's no reason why Giants fans need to be getting all upset and we need to fire Joe. Joe didn't get fired because the Giants are on board with not signing Saquon Barkley, because a lot of teams that are not good do not value running backs. It's not just the Giants, guys. He's not an incompetent GM because he let Saquon Barkley walk. I don't like the move, because I feel like he should trade him. But at the same time, I understand it. That's what the other NFL teams are doing. That's the thing when it comes to running backs. It's not because Saquon Barkley's black. If he was white and he was CMC, he would get the same treatment. He's a running back. And like Joe was saying, oh, you know, he's going up there in age. Yeah, that matters for the Giants. It don't matter for the Eagles. He's on a good team now, good offensive line. It's probably the easiest year he's ever had. I'm not saying he's not working hard, but he's not having to cut back and do all kinds of stupid shit that he had to do with the Giants. Shit that got him injured. So I'm not rooting for Saquon Barkley. I will never root for the Eagles. I will never root for the Cowboys. Washington, if they talk too much shit, eventually they will get in the same boat, because they got a good quarterback now and they're starting to get a little bit annoying. But they're going to have a really hard time beating the Kansas City referees, because, man, I know Patrick Mahomes is good. I ain't taking nothing from Patrick. I ain't taking nothing from that team. It's a good team, but they be getting some favorable calls, and I don't expect it to stop. Honestly, if I had money, I would pay the refs extra, because I don't want the fucking Eagles to win. Not because of Saquon Barkley, because even if he wasn't on the team, I would still root against the Eagles. But yeah, I want to see history too. Cheating or not, man, I want to see a three-peat. I want to see a three-peat in my time. I don't really care about how the referees are giving favorable calls. I'm blind in my left eye. Am I right eye? I ain't see nothing. You playing the Eagles. I don't give a damn if you cheat against the Eagles. But I don't know, you guys. Tell me what y'all think about Saquon Barkley. Do y'all feel like Joe should be fired because Saquon Barkley is doing really good on a team that's significantly better than the Giants? Or because he didn't sign Barkley over Daniel Jones, who obviously was the owner's son or secret son or something like that? Because how did he get in at QB1? Like, he had to have influence. Don't just blame that shit on Gettleman. I blame Eli Manning and John Mara, because that's as powerful as, that's some crazy backing right there, and that can make you the QB1 of the Giants for sure. If the John Mara wants it, and Eli Manning wants it, and Phil Simms and all the influential people are okay with him, you know, being the quarterback, maybe the plan was to have Arch at some point. I don't know. Don't just blame it on you know, on Joe and, oh well, you shouldn't have paid Daniel Jones. Nope, he's your GM. I'm not upset that Joe is here. Some people are upset that Joe and Brian Dable didn't get fired. What's the point of firing them? It just don't make sense. Give them another year, fire them. If, you know, let them draft a quarterback that they can groom. I don't know why we calling our coach the quarterback whisperer, and we haven't given him his own quarterback. But yeah, tell me what y'all think below. I really don't expect the Eagles to win. If they win, congrats to them. It won't affect the Giants. We still gonna be ass, so it is what it is.